Hello, my friend, welcome to Lazy but Rich. Today I want to share something important with you, our definition of the lazy ones. At first, it sounds strange. Lazy but rich. How can someone be lazy and still become successful, still become wealthy? But if you listen carefully, you'll see that this idea makes perfect sense. Society has always taught us that success comes only from hard work. The busier you are, the more valuable you look. People admire those who work 12 or 14 hours a day, who sacrifice their evenings, weekends, and even their health. And at the same time, lazy is treated like an insult. Lazy means weak. Lazy means failure. But here, on this channel, we see it differently. We believe there is a type of person who doesn't chase endless busyness. They don't measure their worth by how many hours they grind. Instead, they choose to live smarter, lighter, and more effectively. And we call them the lazy ones. So who are the lazy ones? First, let's be clear. The lazy ones are not people who lie in bed all day doing nothing. They are not waiting for luck to come and save them. The lazy ones, in our definition, are people who live differently from the crowd. They refuse to waste time on meaningless tasks. They know how to prioritize, choosing 2 important actions instead of 10 random ones. They use tools, technology, and even artificial intelligence to handle boring, repetitive work. And most of all, they value what matters: family, health, freedom, and faith. A lazy one may spend fewer hours working, but they achieve more. Why? Because they optimize, they focus, and they leverage what's available to them. At Lazy but Rich, we define it this way: the lazy one is someone who does less but does it smartly. They choose simplicity over complication. They choose efficiency over appearances. They choose happiness over busyness. That's the image we admire. That's the lifestyle we want to promote. In today's world, many people brag about working until midnight, about their calendars being fully packed. But let me ask you, are they truly happy? Are they living a meaningful life? Or are they burning away their health and relationships just to look successful in the eyes of others? The lazy ones we talk about are not like that. They don't worship busyness. They value results. And they value freedom. To make it simple, let me share the 4 main pillars of a true lazy one. First is smart productivity. They don't do everything. They focus on the few things that truly matter. They live by the 80-20 rule: 20% of effort creates 80% of results. Second is smart money. They don't just work for money. They build passive income. They invest wisely. They let money and systems work for them. Third is minimalist, balanced living. They don't need endless possessions to feel worthy. They choose less, but better. Instead of chasing status, they value experiences, family, health, and peace of mind. And fourth is tools and AI. They are not afraid of machines replacing them. They embrace technology. They let AI write reports, they automate tasks, and they gain hours of free time for creativity and joy. Let's make this real with some examples. Imagine an office worker who spends 3 hours a day writing reports and emails. A lazy one won't accept that. They'll use AI to create a report in minutes, automate emails, and free up hours every single day. Or take a freelancer. Most freelancers chase as many projects as possible, working day and night to meet deadlines. But a lazy one does it differently. They pick the right clients, focus on delivering high value, charge more, and still have time to rest. Even in fitness. Some people spend 2 hours in the gym every day. A lazy one chooses 30 minutes of HIIT, short, simple, but powerful. Do you see the pattern? Lazy doesn't mean weak. Lazy means not wasting energy. We admire the lazy ones because they remind us what life is really about. They prove that you don't have to sacrifice your health, your family, or your peace to achieve success. They prove that true wealth is not only about money, it's about freedom. It's about having the power to choose how you want to live. So, in our view at Lazy but Rich, the lazy ones are not losers. They are not failures. They are people brave enough to live differently. They are people wise enough to choose smart work over hard work, peace over stress, and freedom over busyness. And that's exactly the image we want to share with the world. If you agree with this definition, if you also want to become one of the lazy ones, someone who works less, lives more, and still becomes rich, then hit subscribe and join us on this journey. This is Lazy but Rich. We're doing less meets having more.